Alright, so in this video, I want to talk about how you can create simple mechanical and plumbing designs in Revit. It turned out that you cannot do that from the previous model we created. You have to create a new model and then import that Revit model as the more like a background. So first, let's create a new project. And from here, we don't have it, the template in the drop-down box. So let's just browse and go to the bottom and open up this systems default. Make sure this is creating a new project and go OK. Now, as you can see, this template focuses on MEP. So in this product browser, you have electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. So let's first insert the model we have. So you need to download the model from UF Canvas or the model you have created for yourself, and just go insert and go link Revit and go find the model you downloaded. So for me, this is the class demo model here. Now we have it here. So as you can see, we cannot change anything, but this is more like the reference background for us to design our mechanical and electrical and the plumbing system. So let's go to mechanical HVAC floor plan level 2, and let's say we want to design a AC system here, and let's go to systems and go mechanical equipment, and then in the drop down box, let's select size 2 12-inch inlet. Let's put it here, and then let's add some terminals. So let's go to systems again and air terminals. So first, let's go add some supply diffuser. So let's just put them here, here, and here. And if you don't like show the arrows, you can uncheck the box to hide the arrows. So the AC is this is the air handling unit. It's blowing the air, and the air is will be connected through the ducts to the air terminal, and that is blowing the fresh air to the space. While we also need some return terminal. So let's go to systems, air terminal. Let's go find the return diffuser, and let's add 2 of them here. So the idea is the air will be extracted from the return, go to the air terminal through the filters, air handling unit through the filters, and then go to the supply. So double click the exit. Now we have pretty much the layout. Now we need to use the duct to connect them. So one way to do it is to just manually use the duct and start connecting from the the output to the supply terminal, for example. So that's one way of doing that. The other way is you can select the air handling unit, and you see this little cross. This little cross is showing this is the outlet to the supply terminals, and you see this little one single line, and this is corresponding to the symbol of the return terminals. So once you can do it, just click this one, and you can start plot your duct system in whatever way you want. So for example, I want to go this way. And meanwhile, you can see you can change the elevation of your duct system. So here's 0. It's showing that we don't have enough room to place it. So let's say stop here and take a 3D view of that. I guess this reason is very obvious because we didn't specify any elevation. So there's no room for us to connect to the air terminal. So there are 2 ways of improving that. One way is to basically give it a little bit of elevation, let's say 4. So let me remove this one and to do that. So one way of doing that is we can. So one way to fix that is start from here and define this elevation, and so this time I want to change it to a rectangular duct. Let's see if we can solve the problem. Yeah, perfect. So let's take a 3D view of that. See, basically once you do that, Revit recognize that you have to elevate the air handling unit and had this elevated dock, but now it goes to, the um, air terminal perfectly. The other way is to add, that is to add flock ducts. So let's try this again. So you can start from here in the middle of this dock and connect to another AC terminal. So let's go to dock and let's start from here, and let's move to this central line and go one way here, and we can just stop here a little bit. And similarly, we can create another part of the dock. And go here and stop here. So the idea is we have the dock, but now we want to use the flux to connect them. So we can use the flux and select from here to here, and similarly from here to here. Now let's take a 3D view of that. And this is also another way to fix the problem. Even though the elevations are the same, you can also connect that. And similarly, we can create a connection between the return diffuser to the air handler unit. But now I want to show you something different. So now I have created a clean version of air handler unit and AC terminal without any dock. I just removed the docks. Now I want to show you how Revit can automatically generate layout for us. So first, let's select the air handling unit. And from here, let's go to create a system duct. And let's name it, give it a name. This is about a supply air. Yeah, that's right. And let's name it as the supply air for game room. And now we want to select this with about a rectangle supply air. So this is defining which connector on the air handling unit you want to use. Now you see this little dashed box is showing that this is the boundary of the system, but now we only have one system, one equipment in the system. So we want to add all the three air terminals to the system. So now once this is selected, go to edit system and make sure this is add to system selected, and let's select this terminal and this terminal and this terminal. And once this is done, let's go finish edit. Now you can see all the four equipments are shown as blue color. And if you move your mouse here without clicking that, but now press your type button on your keyboard, and you see this dashed box is covering all the four components. Yes, that's perfect. That's showing that they are defined as one system. Now we can generate layout for this system. So once you select the entire system and go generate layout, you can see it's trying to give you different options of layout. For example, here we have 4 options of layout. So depending on need, you can basically just pick one. Okay, so now let's take a 3D view of that. It's perfect. So this is a highly elevated one. So there's several things you can do to change the elevation. So one thing is you can basically select, the components here and change the elevation manually to whatever number you want. That will bring down everything. The other way of doing that is when you are generating layout. Let me go back to the generating layout function. Let me just keep back up. Okay, so the other way of doing that is when you are generating layout, there's a setting, and you can define, I want my offset to be 4 instead of 9. And it can generate the layout based on the need. So there's still something we need to correct, but we can just manually correct them later. And of course, if you change the design, it'll give you some trouble of like a disconnected pipe, then you have to manually correct that. So let's go back for now. Now I also want to show you for the return system, you need to create a separate system for automated layout generation. So let's select this one and go create a system doc. And this is about a return air system, and let's call this a return air for game room. And similarly, let's go to edit the system and make sure this is auto system selected, and select this one and select this one and go check. And now if I move my mouse here and go tap, You see the dashed box is covering the 3 thing. Perfect. Now let's select it and then go general layout. And we can change the setting to also either 4 or 3. And this is telling generating 6 layout for us. So I just select one of them. All right. And let's take a 3D view of that. Perfect. So of course we can manually revise them and also correct all the arrows if we have the arrows. So we can basically just use the duct or the flux path to connect the gaps. So once you have fairly complex AC systems, for example, this is like a commercial building or factory, you have many repetitive components, then this automated layout generation is a pretty convenient tool. Another thing I want to show is Revit also provides a convenient automated size design for the ducts we created. So let's go back to the HVAC system level 2 and let's select a particular duct. We can select multiple of them, but let me just show you one. And once you select it, you see this analysis, duct pipe size analysis. And let's open it up. So we can define the sizing method as the friction or velocity. And let's say if we want a quicker velocity of the airflow, and let's go OK. So this will basically shrink the size of the pipe to make sure the air is flowing faster. And similarly, you can just define, you can select a multiple of the pipes there's control, sorry. And do the same duct pipe analysis, and you can use the other methods of changing that. Of course, you can also define if this is the only requirement or multiple requirement, and then Revit will take care of the calculation automatically for you. Now, similarly, let's create a plumbing system, a very simple plumbing system. Let's go find the plumbing and the floor plan. Let's go to level 1 plumbing. Let's enlarge. And let's say we have a small room where I want to create a plumbing here. Let's go to system and then go find a plumbing fixture. And let's go find water closet, private. We can just attach it to the wall like this. As you can see here, it also shows the connector of this one, but in this demo we're just showing the automated generation of layout. But of course you can try to manually connect the water in and out the sewerage manually. So we have this toilet. Now let's add another sink. Let me see, plumbing. And let's go find the wall mounted thing. Yeah, this is a fairly small room. Anyway, like this. As you can see, similarly for the sink, we can manually connect the hot water line and cold water line here. So let me just show you the auto generation first. So once this is selected, let's go piping. And sanitary for, let's rename the sanitary for level 1. All right, and go edit the system and select this add system. Check. Now everything is green, and if you move your mouse here and you just tap, you see the dashed box. It shows that these two belong to the same system. And let's go select them and say generate layout. Yeah, we do have this generated layout. Now let's take a 3D look of that. So we have it here. And similarly, you can just change the elevation, for whatever needed design. And of course, you can also manually add the pipes. For example, here we just go to pipe and make sure the slope defines selected. So we can just define how the pipe is going inside the wall, and we can just stop there. The plumbers will figure out the other connection. So let's take a 3D view of that. We do have that pipe added over there. And this is definitely the wrong sink we are using. Looks like this is not the right wall mounted thing. But you can definitely find the beam object or revit.com and find useful assets for you to use. And the third way of adding PEP to the specific plumbing system is you select it and you see all the inlet and outlet. You can just right click that, one of that, and go draw PEP. And you can start from there and just draw the pipe. This is for detailing that for the plumbers in the future. So let me take a 3D view of that. So basically plot that. Once again, this is the wrong sink we are using, but if this is the right type of sink we are using, then you can basically detail how the pipe is going through the wall for the future plumber to install that. Let's also create some simple electrical system like a lighting system with transformer. So first of all, we want to add a transformer. Basically, in real world, one transformer can support multiple units. But in this demo, let's say we want to create a separate transformer for this home. So let's go to electrical and floor plan, lighting, and then let's go to system and go find the electrical equipment. And let's go find a dry type transformer, maybe 225K, and place that in the middle of my room because I do have the space. So we also need a wall panel for my home. So let's go to systems again, electrical equipment, and let's go find lighting and appliance panel board. Let's go to 225. So here you want to make sure this is placed on vertical face because you want to place that on the wall. Don't select place on face. Otherwise, you're building that pretty much on the ceiling, on the floor. So place on vertical face, and let's add it to here. So now we have our transformer and the wall panel. Let's go take a 3D view of that. Yeah, this is my transformer. This is my wall panel. Of course, you can change it to like a more fine view of that. Now let's come back. Now let's say we want to add some light fixture and some wall switch. But if you go to systems and go lighting fixture, and you probably notice that it doesn't allow you to add it to here. And this is because we don't yet have a ceiling. Remember that? So let's go to electrical and go to the corresponding ceiling plan, ceiling 1 electrical. And let's go to architecture to create a ceiling for it. Let's go to architecture, ceiling, and make sure we select sketch. And always remember ceiling should be a closed loop. So let's make sure we have a ceiling for this room. Not perfect, you see this one, this symbol that is elevated ceiling, suspended ceiling. And now let's add some light fixture. So let's go systems, light fixture. Now place on the face, you can see it allows to add some light fixture. Of course, you can use the spacebar to turn different angles, different degrees for that. All right. So now we go back to floor plan, level 1 ceiling, level 1 lighting, and let's go to system, and let's go to device, and we want to add some switch, lighting switch, maybe like oh, we don't have a lot of a selection. Anyway, let's just add a dimmer switch and put that on the vertical face. Okay, and you can tell, similar to our plumbing system and the mechanical system, you can basically just start from here to plot, the wire for that. So we can go to systems and go to wire, and we can just connect that to our dimmer, things like that. Of course, this also allows you to create a duct system. Usually the wires are now just exposing to the air. We have ducts buried in the wall. So let's say if we want to create a duct system, we just select the duct, and we can basically select from this set of the transformer. And this one will allow you to basically place the duct in the specific location on the face of the transformer. So let's go OK. And then this one will allow you to basically move to, this wall panel. And let's also select the face and go jack. It tells me you may it's not visible, but let's go to there. We should be able to see here is um, the conduit. Sorry, did I say duct? Okay, so this is the conduit, sorry. So we just create a conduit from this transformer to the wall panel, and then you can create, the wires inside that. So this is pretty much. And for your dream house project, you don't need to create very complex mechanical, electrical, plumbing system for every single room. You can just find a place and just show a demo of that, and that's all you need. Thank you.